Pie charts is our next kind of chart. So I have this data where I asked some friends what's their primary recreation. So they just had to pick one thing that they do more often than anything else for recreation. And I just summarized the results here. 6 people said they exercise, 6 people said they watch videos of some kind, 4 people play some kind of game, 2 people play music, 1 person likes to code or program, and 1 person likes to garden. I'm going to turn this into a pie chart, and there's a couple of ways to go about it. First thing I need to do is take these numbers and find out how many there are. So I need to add them up. So 6 and 6 is 12. And then 2 and 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we get a total of 20. And one way of doing this is just to take a look at the fraction here, or percent. So I'm going to just call it a fraction. So this one is 6 out of 20, which is 3 out of 10, or 30%, or 0.3. This one would be the same, so let's just call that 0.3. This one would be 4 out of 20, which would be 2 out of 10, or 20%, 0.2. 2 out of 20 would be 10%. 1 out of 20 would be half of that 10%, so that'd be 5%, and then this would be 5%, or 0.5 is a decimal. So I could just use these fractions to go around the circle. So I'm going to try that way first. Wish me luck drawing a circle. Now on paper I would be tracing a cup or a dish or a coin or something. Ooh, that did not go well. Let's try that again. I did it earlier. Ooh. Oh, this is funny. Okay, digital whiteboard, come on. Oh, yeah, one more try. I need a cup to trace. I wonder if I could trace it on my digital thing. Let's try again. Okay, wish me luck here. I'm gonna get it this time. 3rd time, let's try. Or is this my 4th? Oh, this is funny. I need a circle to trace. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Is that too? Oh, it's messing up my board. Is it? Can I do this? Trying to trace. What the hell? Oh, my board is not square. Look at that. I'm tracing a circular object on my pad. That's why this is so hard. Cool. All right, last try. Here's my circle. Zoom, zoom. All right, circle. Nice job, Gary. So then I need to take the circle and I need to split it up. So I think to do that, I'm going to break it into quarters. All right, so this would be 25% of the circle. I have 30%, 20%, 10%, 5%. So then if I break that into like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, each of those is 5%, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I go over here and do that. So you just kind of mark around breaking up your fractions. And I swear I practiced this earlier and I made a great circle right before I was doing the video. Anyway, okay, so 30% would take me out to here. And then I need another 30%. So there's what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that's going to take me over here. 20%, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's going to take me over here. And then 10% would be that, and then split those in half for each 5. So there's a circle to the best of my artistic ability today, and I got to pretty it up a little bit. So let's make this first one here yellow. And I got to work on this drawing pad. All right, so that one's yellow. I'll show you my hand-drawn one. Next time I'm just going to get a camera and paper. All right, there's that one, and then let's make that a little bigger. How about, oh yeah, that's better. Oh, that goes down here too. Okay, got that piece, and that's new color. So then you just color each piece. and then I'll take out the lines I don't want. On paper, I would have erased first, but digitally, I have a little bit more freedom. This guy here, and I'm running out of colors. And got that guy here, and then we got that white guy there. And so then I'll have to also go around and label them. Let's just clean up a touch. So what was the important part here? The important part here was I made my fractions, and then I had to find what part of around the circle that is. And then we make it pretty to the best of our ability. Come on. See what I mean? Come on. Digital pen is a little tricky here apparently today. So take out all the lines we don't need and whatever's left. Oops, I needed part of that line, didn't I? So key point, fractions. Now another way to go about it, and again we need to label these, so I would then go back and label this as exercise, and this one as video games, and this one as other kinds of games, and this one, watching videos, games, music, coding, and gardening. Game, and so on. The other way to do it would be to think about degrees in a circle. Now, if you're going to go that route, then you would need a protractor to measure out degrees. And so some of you may have a protractor at home. They look like this. So then I would whip out a calculator and do a little calculation. So I have 6 out of 20 that exercise, and I will then multiply that by 360. So what fraction of 360? And so I have 108 degrees. So then I would use my protractor to mark on my circle from 0 to 108, somewhere over here, and make a mark. So just two different techniques for how to go about drawing the sector of the circle. All right, so not my best artistic rendering. Spreadsheet's a really great way to do that, so let's try the spreadsheet version. So first I type my stuff into my spreadsheet. So here I have my activity, and I have my count for each of those. And the spreadsheet will do everything for me. So really all I need to do is highlight this information here and say, yo, spreadsheet, may I please have a chart? And the spreadsheet says, hey, sure, how about a pie chart? Look at that. How circular that is. Beautiful. Good job, spreadsheet. Let me zoom out just a touch. And it labeled everything. It put the percents on there. Now it's missing a good title, so I could go and customize and put a title in there. Not chart style, there's chart title. Pie chart, chart axis and titles. Title, count. So this would be primary recreation. So the spreadsheet does a much better job of drawing that circle than I did, although on paper I do pretty good. So just an example of a paper one I made. You're going to try something like this on your first activity. I put some sample charts. So your activity is to make some charts, a pie chart, a bar chart, and you're going to look around your house and outside to think, okay, what could I categorize and count to make a chart out of? And examples are this pie chart here. So this one I traced a glass on my piece of paper, and notice I did a much better job than that digital whiteboard, which I will work on those skills. Here this was like what I do in a given day. So I spend like 2.5 hours in my day working on food and eating it. Work. I'm a teacher. I spend about 8 hours a day working. Play. I spend a couple hours playing each day. Chores. I spend 2.5 hours doing chores each day, and on average I get about an hour of exercise. That's a 16-hour day, which gives me 8 hours to sleep. So then I took, well, what is 2.5 divided by 16? And I approximated that to be 0.16. 8 hours is half of my waking day, so that's half of the chart. So I just kind of went around the chart trying to guess where 16% fell. 50% was a lot easier. And again, for some numbers, finding that fraction is kind of tricky, in which case I might want to whip out my protractor to get a better estimate, or just throw it into a spreadsheet. So earlier on my spreadsheet, I had typed in those numbers, and then I asked the computer to give me some fractions by just dividing each of these to make my drawing by hand. And it's fun to draw things by hand. It's good practice. It's good for the brain. I could do a spreadsheet version, which should look pretty darn close. Spreadsheet said, hey, how about a bar chart? Sure. And again, what's better, a bar chart or a pie chart? It depends. Let's see, we can switch and say, hey, make me a pie. So there's a pie chart that looks much like the one I drew by hand. Wow, they look a lot alike, huh? I did a pretty good job there. Anyway, pie charts, fun stuff. You either have to work with a fraction of the way around the circle to make each sector, or you have to use degrees to measure it out, or type it into a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet does a beautiful job, and then customize the thing from there. All right, hope that was entertaining and useful. I miss y'all. Take care. Do good math. Bye-bye.